Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video about will the Philippines reach 70% vaccination rate? That's a good question. And I was looking this up today and I found an article, and the article questioned people and they did a survey. Now the survey says only 56% of the respondents said that they plan on taking the vaccine. Now, I think part of that is probably due to the Sinovac rollout. They rolled out with the Sinovac. And like I said, in Tracy, they had hardly any people show up. Now, I don't know if people showed up after or later in the days following, but I do know over in Tanza, a lot of people showed up. I'm not quite sure why, whether they were giving out different shots there or something, but the place was packed. So that says a lot right there. But now, in order to reach the safe amount, the safe amount is supposed to be 70% vaccinated, okay? Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not pro or con on this stuff. I'm like kind of on the fence about this stuff. But if 56% of the people only 56% get vaccinated, my question is, are they going to open the doors? Are they going to open the gates fully when they reach 56% because nobody else is going to get the vaccines? Or will people change their minds? I know a lot of you guys back home in the U.S. and in Western countries are waiting to come in the doors here. And I know we're waiting to see what's going to happen here because all the other countries are opening up and the Philippines is like the last one to do anything. And we're all sitting here, everyone's sitting waiting and waiting and waiting. And, I'm getting all kinds of questions and stuff like that about, when's it going to open? When's it going to open? I don't really know. I can only guesstimate. I heard that sometime before they said at 50% that they were probably open, but then I think they retracted that and said 70%. So now, will they open up the green lane for vaccinated people? Good question. They are opening up some things for some people, OFWs, ballot buy-ins, SRRVs, people like that. And, the question now is whether the tourist visas will open up and whether they'll open up, with the green lane for vaccinated people and whether those people get in here. I think that's going to happen. It's going to have to happen because the way the economy is going over here, there's a lot of places that are, they're getting damaged by this really, really bad. The resorts, the tourist places. I see a lot of changes in the country. I see changes when I walk through the mall. When I walked through Mall of Asia, it was like a ghost town. I don't see how places like that can stay open. I could actually see Mall of Asia closing down if things don't change soon. That's just my thoughts. I'm just guessing, of course. But from what I seen when I went there, the place was a ghost town, literally a ghost town. There was nobody in there. There was like a few people walking around, but I seen no tourists. I seen no expats or anything like that. Most of the tourists have already exited the Philippines. They've already gone. So the question next is what's going to happen? They got to do something to open up the economy, or the country's going to sink into oblivion if we don't do something over here soon. And it seems like it's taken forever to do this stuff, that the government moves so slow here in comparison with other countries. And I'm not putting down the country. It's just the way things work over here. It just is the way things work in the Philippines. I mean, people here are kind of used to it. I've had some people tell me that they're embarrassed by their own government here, and just like I am kind of embarrassed by my government, so I mean, I guess it's worldwide now, so, but I do think that changes are coming. I think they're kind of sitting on their hands a little bit with this. I think they should speed it up a little bit faster if they could. If I was somebody up top, I'd be telling people, hey, let's get going here. The country's at stake here, but they seem to go at their own island pace here in the Philippines, and it's a very slow pace at that. And hopefully they speed it up soon. I was thinking by the end of June, probably we would have had something on the table for the green lane for the U.S. and for most Western countries for vaccinated people, but and for tourists, and nothing has showed up yet. Nothing. So I mean, it's kind of scary that we're at that spot right now. Here we are. We're coming up on the 4th of July. We've been waiting for this for quite a while. I'm hoping we hear something this month. I'm really hoping. I mean, with the rainy season upon us here, people should be, working on this really, really hard. If I was the Philippines, I would open up the SRRV process to let people in on a tourist visa to do their SRRVs. And that's one way to open up a little bit, and let these people get their SRRV visas and let them come in here, at least on a tourist visa to get their SRRV visa. Give them like a 2-month tourist visa, something like that. Just a thought. Maybe somebody out there will listen to me. I don't know. I'm not here to talk to the government here or tell the government what to do. It's just a thought. The other thing is that they really need to get the tourist revenue pouring back in here, because that brings in a lot of money. And also the expats bring in a ton of money here. And you don't realize it until you're here right now and you see all the tourist visa people that are gone. And you go to the malls now and it gets emptier and emptier and emptier from expats. I mean, the other day I went to Prime Steakhouse and I saw one of the UK guys in there. And he went in to get a steak. And I see him around quite often. We say hi to each other once in a while. He's not a very talkative guy, but, he's all right, And he just kind of said hi his way. And he could have said he couldn't wait to have a steak, and I can understand that. But like people here that live here, they count on that money. The women over here, they that have made boyfriends or whatever in Western countries, they count on that money. They count on that revenue. Some of those people have had kids, and now they have to send that money in, and it's kind of broken up families and things like that. So the question now is, what's going to happen? I do honestly believe we're going to see some changes here, probably, like I said, in the next month or two. If it doesn't take place by then, I think we're going to start seeing some more damage to the economy, and I think we're seeing that damage now with the peso to the dollar. Because the dollar is starting to gain, in a big way, and the peso's falling, which is good for us when we transfer over our dollars into pesos, because instead of getting 47, now we're getting like 49 or something like that pesos to the dollar, which is good for us. It's good for Americans. It's good for expats. So there are some good things that are happening from this, but it's not good for the average Filipino over here. It's not good for the average resort over here, or the resort worker, or the maids, or the people that cook there, or the bartenders and places that have jobs like that. Those are the people that are suffering right now. The people in the malls, they've let a lot of people go in the malls because they can't afford to keep a large amount of employees working when they don't have any people buying anything. I mean, I go in the stores and I sometimes some of the stores still have a lot of people working there. I get inundated by employees surrounding me trying to help me, and it's like all I want to do is look. So they kind of scare not patients. They scare customers away when they do that, because they come upon you and they jump on you, and it's like, whoop, it's like next thing you know, you got 7 people around you, trying to help you, and it's like, hey guys, I just want to look around. Do you mind if I shop? And they're like, well, can we help you? It's like, no, I just really want to look and shop. Can I just look and shop? And they all surround you, and they're all watching you, and if you look and they're trying to, help you with that item or something like that, and you don't want to be helped. You just want to, do shopping. So I find it very hard to shop here sometimes. I'll just add that, and with all these extra people. And it was kind of like that before a little bit too, before we had the COVID stuff going on. But now it's kind of even worse in some of the stores. Like I noticed in SM, it's really, really bad, because I think they've kept on most of their employees because they think that they're going to be rolling back pretty soon, which hopefully they are. But I don't know what's going to happen soon. I've had so many people ask me that. I don't know. I still think within the next month or two we're going to see some sort of green lane thing. I know some people have been saying that they on the green lane thing, they are going to open up to certain countries, but the U.S. is not one of those countries that's on there. I think that'll be added really quick. The U.S. is supplying a lot of supplies over here for the Philippines. I don't think that's totally true. I think that's going to change. It might just be an error or something like that, or an oversight or whatever. And that happens in the Philippines quite often, believe it or not. There's a lot of oversights and a lot of mistakes that happen here, and I think this COVID thing has been a giant mess for the Philippines. And I think the vaccination rollout, has been a big mess. It's been kind of slow. I think the tourist visa thing is a huge mess right now, because they should be doing something to get people in here. But anyway, guys, I just want to throw out those comments and my thoughts on what I see here. I know it kind of helps you guys to get a rough idea of what's going on. But I did think that 56% was pretty amazing, that only 56% are going to get the vaccination. Now, whether that comes to fruition or whether it becomes more, who knows? Because they're talking about forcing people to get vaccinations. I believe that's against international law, but I'm not sure. That'd be something that somebody quote, don't quote me, but somebody else did say that they can't do that. So I'm not sure. I think that's just a lot of huff and puff to get people out there and get vaccinated and stuff. But I don't think that's the proper way to do things. But that's just me. I don't like to get into politics here or anything. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.